Ooh.
All right. Welcome in, everybody. Tuesday, 4:35 on the East Coast. Coming at you live to break down Tuesday night's best bets in the Phillies versus the Astros and in the four NBA games tonight, powered by the Wise Guys Diamond Club. Be sure to be tapping into their DMs for a weekend, week, or month package before it's too late. We're currently live on Twitter. Hit the link up in the title if you want to be featured in today's show. YouTube, you can only show it. Twitter, we can't feature your comments still. So if you want to screen cap the winners you drop, ask us any questions, roast us for whatever you could possibly for, there ain't anything available. But YouTube chat's the way to be. Sosa, how you feeling?
I'm feeling like $1,000,000, man. Back, obviously, football, great weekend. Uh, did the show on Sunday. Just glad to be back, man. Glad that we got more sports to talk about, more sports to bet on. NBA season's here. Obviously, your Phils are in the World fucking Series. That's a huge deal. Yeah, game get postponed last night, giving you guys a real. I think that gives you guys a real advantage with the bullpen and the way your bullpen has performed. Um, and also, you can move Syndergaard out of the rotation, and you can go to Suarez. It's kind of crazy, right? You have polar opposites between those two. Noah Syndergaard led the majors in stolen bases given up. Ranger Suarez hasn't given up a single one all year. So just from that like small baseball standpoint, it's just something that you get with him being a lefty and just being available. And yeah, that's really the biggest silver lining of you guys. Of you guys getting the game postponed last night. You don't have to put Thor out there, which I think is a great advantage at the end of the day. Um, so yeah,
Yeah, I still think they're potentially going to throw Noah tomorrow, though, according to a few tweets out there. I don't know if you're playing the chess versus checkers game there by saying they're going to face Noah and thinking the rain delay is going to come and then they get Suarez. Well, I'm just trying to pull it up, and with the Suarez start on the mound, don't want to say I'm not confident, but the Stros against lefties this season makes me a little bit fearful, to be honest.
yeah.
43-12 against lefties. They're batting 263 on the season compared to their season average of 247. All the rest of the stats are up as well. That's just where they do make good contact and get the games out. But do you think there's a hungry dog at all or no? You just
Listen,
staying away from the game
I
completely.
believe I believe in this Phillies team since they've been in the playoffs. They're a never say die team. They're playing their best baseball. They split in Houston, which is exactly what they were trying to do.
After
Obviously,
both starters gave up 5 runs, that's
absolutely.
your optimistic or pessimistic version you want to go with it. Your two aces giving up 5+ ain't good, but you come out with the split, which is essentially what you needed. But now you got the two back end guys going up there. The total at 8, I think this one goes over tonight, so I'll lock it in at -110 because the Phils are going to win a sweat out low scoring game. So be it. But until I see us be able to control them and not give up 5 runs and rely on our bats just going nuclear late, that's just where my biggest reservation is at. Secondly, ticket prices pretty steep. Really hope we don't get a corporate crowd tonight. That would be the worst possible thing to happen.
Oh man, I don't think I think anytime the tickets are that expensive, that's part of it. But the standing room only crowd will be in there. You'll get enough noise. I have no doubts that you guys will have the correct level of turnout that you would want for a World Series game. I mean, it's the World Series. Uh, yeah,
Let's talk trade deadline, and then we'll get into the NBA. We may have a few guests and analysts joining us for the NBA, so give them a few minutes to pop in. But let's go to the NFL trade deadline today. Some teams stayed quiet where definitely their fans were wanting them to make moves, but the market prices seem to be a little steep today, in my opinion.
hey man, Hawkinson went for a lot. I think Minnesota. this is a we want to win now situation. I think they went out and got their guy in Hawkinson. The Bradley Chubb deal, obviously, they have, Miami was able to retain a lot of draft capital from the Trey Lance deal. They used all those picks and trades to make their team better. Huge markup by Bradley Chubb. I think the biggest pickup actually at the end of the day is actually going to be Ridley. I know he can't play right now, but he was the best player that was traded today. As far as like a talent standpoint. Funny that the reason why he got suspended is because he bet on Atlanta against Jacksonville last year. So, I'm trying to think of any of the bigger moves. I mean,
the Claypool one, I think, was the biggest potential overpay, and I think that's what maybe shut down the wide receiver market. Because a second for him,
he's young.
I know they have the 2 seconds, and they have the Ravens one and theirs, and it seems like they gave up theirs and not the Ravens one. But I still think that's a decent price for him.
Sometimes you're going to have to overpay. That's the rules, and there's really no way around it. The thing is, he's still very young. I mean, you pair him with a young quarterback. He has to prove himself as a player. He was a first-round pick. He definitely has talent. His rookie season was off the charts. It was really, really good. His second year, you kind of give him a mulligan with a quarterback that sucks. And then his third year, he's dealing with a quarterback or quarterbacks that suck too. So it's a great opportunity to make something of himself in Chicago. Huge market, young quarterback. I like the move. Obviously I'm a Notre Dame guy, so I'm cheering for Claypool. I hope that he does turn out and play well for them. But yeah, other than that, none of the moves were that like outstanding in my opinion. Nyheim Hines going to Buffalo. I mean, only one running back can play anyway, and they don't even fucking run the ball. So who cares?
I was about to say, from what we've seen, they kind of need a pass blocking running back there with solid hands, and that's exactly what they got.
Yeah.
Singletary just hasn't proved that he could do that, or he wouldn't have so much competition with Moss and everyone else. Fact. Biggest surprise of player not getting moved? I know Cooks is the easy one, but who?
Brandon Cooks. I mean, he's obviously on the internet upset about it. He's a good player, can make a difference for a lot of teams. I'm not shocked that Green Bay did nothing. They usually don't do shit. So it's not a huge surprise that they chose to not make any serious moves of any sort. But yeah, I mean,
I don't know if it's more of the local media or whatever, but the Giants staying quiet was kind of surprising. I know they didn't have much to give other than picks, but
I mean, it really didn't surprise me because the way I look at it is where they are right now. There were no expectations for this team. They now have, they now have a good record. They think they can possibly, they could possibly compete for a playoff spot. Obviously, they're looking at the top of the division, and they're like, there still is a huge talent drop off. You got to be honest with yourselves. So going out and giving up draft capital with a brand new head coach, I just don't think that the Giants that would not have been an extremely linear move for the New York Giants. I think standing pat was the right move. So good record. You roll out what you have. It's the same. It's same with a team like Seattle. They're not going to be buyers because when there are no expectations and you perform well, when you put unrealistic expectations on a team after they've won a couple games, it ain't gonna go well. So I think the right decision was made by those two organizations. So
let's get into the NBA.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna throw out my favorite NBA play of the night. It's Ant Edwards over 22.5. Play him up to 25 for the plus 135. Coming off a bad game. I'm always going to take him to bounce back. He's young. He's got his rest. Back-to-back's different story. Didn't play last night. I like him to ball out tonight. 25 plus from Ant Edwards against Phoenix. I know Phoenix is a good team. Everyone knows they have the regular season formula. It's no surprise whatsoever that they're performing well to start the year, even though, I think people thought, they would fall off to some extent. However, I'm on Ant Edwards. That's my favorite play of the night. So we can get to our. You want to get to Bo first? We'll get to Bo first.
All right, let's bring him in.
What's
Bo,
going on? How y'all?
feeling like $1,000,000, man. Ready to get to some winners.
Yeah, man. I missed y'all last week, but I wanted to make sure I could hop in this week and bring some insight. So where y'all want me to start at?
Hey, just fire away, man. Whatever. We're like, it's a short slate, so if you know your plays, you know your plays, and we can go from there.
Yeah, I sent in the plays in the DM, obviously, but I just found out something that I really love, and I'm going. I'm gonna be looking at Nikola Vucevic pretty much for everything. I do expect the Nets to win. Riding the emotion of the Nash firing. I think the Bulls are. I'm a Bulls fan. I'm from Chicago. I think the Bulls are solid, but I think the Bulls are missing. A KD. In my mind, with all of the NFL trades going on, I'm wishing like the Bulls need to let P. Will and DeRozan go for KD and whatever else it take to get KD. That's what the Bulls need. KD and Levine. That's the future. But for tonight, I like the points. I like the rebounds. I like the threes. Vooch points at 17 and a half. Vooch has quietly been, in my opinion, top four big man so far. These, small sample size, what, 7, 8 games. But Vooch has been a consistent walking 18 and 12. So, that's right on board with the points for 17 and a half. Brooklyn has no size. Brooklyn has Vucevic and Claxton. Claxton and I don't even and Kevin Durant on that front court. None of those guys are going to stop Vooch in the paint. And then if we get the double teams for DeRozan and Levine, that's going to lead to wide open threes. And again, the Bulls are still missing Lonzo, so they'll get even more offensive opportunities when Lonzo returns. So the over 1.5 is looking real good to me. Vooch just hit 7 threes on the 76ers. So I'm looking at the ladder for the Vooch threes. I definitely love the rebound and assist combo as well. Vooch is a willing passer. Again, Brooklyn has no size. What is that line at? Rebounds and assists. That line is at 14 and a half for Vooch, minus 120. Vooch could get that in rebounds alone against this lineup.
Yep.
And again, if the double comes, he's kicking out to DeRozan, who's shown he's been more capable of shooting the three this season. Levine, Patrick Williams is a capable three-point shooter. So I love that line as the safe bet, the over 14 and a half rebounds and assists. But yeah, I'm all over Vucevic today. Uh, just everything I said, it just makes sense. I don't think Brooklyn can stop DeRozan on Levine either, but Vucevic has the best matchup to me, in my opinion. So
Love that.
uh, I want to go over. I'd like the Magic to upset tonight. I'm looking at Wendell Carter's 12 rebounds in a win. That is plus, I believe it's plus 500. Let me give you the exact number.
Oof.
Plus 460. So that's probably going to be my long shot of the night. Wendell Carter, 12 rebounds in the win. This is a game with two young teams. Pace is going to be fast. A lot of shots, a lot of opportunities to rebound. Uh, Wendell, obviously a former Bull. I've always been a fan of his game. I think he fits in well with Banchero. I like what Banchero's doing, or Banchero, however you say his name. He's by far been the best rookie so far. He's doing stuff LeBron and Grant Hill did. But I don't think tonight's about him. I think tonight's about the front court for the center Wendell, because I just don't think Oklahoma City has any size, and they're probably still tanking to get the Victor guys. So they don't have Chet playing as well. So again, I think the pace of the game, the opportunity to rebound to be there for that. So I like that play. I also like Gobert double in the win. I know you guys were just talking about Phoenix. Uh, I just think this is a bad spot for Phoenix. Minnesota's lost some games they shouldn't have lost, in my opinion. And I think Gobert kind of neutralizes what Phoenix wants to do defensively, because they want to get to the paint, get to the mid-range. So I think Booker and those guys should eat. But DeAndre Ayton, I think, is going to be neutralized. I'm looking at Gobert's game logs. The guy's got like 3 20 games. So I think double in the win for that, plus 210. Hey, if Gobert's double in win plus money, I think you got to take it every time. Because when Minnesota is the underdog or they're the favorite, it's minus 180, minus 220. So plus money on that, sign me up every time. So that's pretty much all I got for today.
For sure, I love it. I'm rocking with Minnesota. I don't like them on back to backs, but when they have ample rest, they come out and they're a much more focused team offensively. Going to be a very interesting environment on the road, but I'm rocking with you on the Minnesota side as well. So make sure you let the people know what your ad is so that they can follow you on the Bird app, and we'll get to our final guest of the day.
On the Bird app. Shout out to Elon, man. You can follow me at Vontae Boomaye. That's VONTE BOM as in money AYE. I appreciate y'all, man. Good luck tonight on everybody. Let's cash some slips, man.
Best of luck, my boy. Appreciate you as always.
All right. Once the Guru throws his cam on, I can bring him up in. But Sosa, we got through every game there. The Magician's money line part was the only one that I wasn't fully bought in for. Everything else, I liked it. I just can't trust this Magician's team with still how they're constructed.
I'm rocking with Miami. I'm rocking with Orlando on the money line as well tonight.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, but I think they're a really competitive team. I think that also that what they're at the beginning of the year, they took the ball out of Paolo's hands. Now they're just giving him the ball at the top of the key, letting him operate, which I think is what they should have done from the top. Bro, listen, he's a good playmaker. He can get wherever he wants off the bounce. Just make him your lead play initiator. I think that's the goal at this point. I think that's the way that they're going to ascend as a team. Whether or not they're in the Wembanyama Olympics, that's possible. But bro, Paolo might really be him. I think that we continue to see a level of ascension. Tonight would have been a matchup between him and Chet Holmgren. So I like him on the money line. I like him with the +3. There's no way
Is Cole
and with the Thunder ever.
Is Cole and Markelle out tonight? So you're banking on RJ Hampton and T. Ross as your two guards?
On Paolo Banchero, and I like Wendell Carter. I mean, Wendell Carter to get a double-double at +108. I think the books are kind of thinking that this is not going to be a more like this might not be competitive. I don't see how. I mean, I know it's a 3-point line, but this Orlando team's been scrappy. They've been competitive. They've been tough. They haven't been getting put on the hub. So again, I like the look for Orlando tonight, to be totally honest.
Yeah, just the guards. They're hard to trust at this point who they're rocking with.
Shy probably go for 40. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go off against these guards. The Guru Joe is finally situated and stopped. So we're about to get to him. Let's bring our guy in. What's good, my guy? How are you? Welcome.
What's going on, gentlemen? Appreciate you having me on the show. First time on Daily Bread. Very excited for it. I've caught the show several times. Love what you guys are doing. Appreciate all the information that you bring to the community, both you, Rex. I mean, you guys are great. People don't give y'all enough credit in this community. That's for damn sure.
I appreciate that. For real.
So for me tonight, I'm keeping NBA really simple. For me, let me just pull up my notes here. Can you guys still see me?
Your camera went out. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Yep, sorry. I had to switch to my notes. So let me just pull them up real quick so I can just read them over one more time. Okay, perfect. So for me, I like to keep it to same game parlays a lot with NBA. One of my favorite ones tonight is DeMar DeRozan 20+ and Tyler Hero 20+. And that pays out +122. Sorry for the noise in the background, boys. I apologize about that. But yeah, so it's Tyler Tuesday, baby. And the Heat are in a revenge spot against Golden State. They also have the rest advantage, so I think it's a great matchup for Tyler to go crazy tonight. Would not be surprised to see that man drop 30 by himself. And DeMar DeRozan for 20+ is almost automatic. Then I've got Steph Curry over 26.5 points tonight. The guy is averaging 30+ on the year. He's hit 30+ in the last 6 out of his last 7. So anything under 30, I'll gladly take. I did sprinkle him to score 30+ as well at +152. I threw a unit on that simply because, the value's there. How often do you get one of these God-tier players, Curry, Kyrie, KD, Giannis to score 30+ at plus money? So if they're going to hang it, I'm going to try to pick that fruit down for sure. And then I got a nice little lotto here. I got Tyler Hero, 4+ threes, Chris Paul, 10+ assists and 15 points, and Shai Gregis Alexander for 6 assists and 20+ points. That's a quarter unit parlay to pay a little over 6.53. If you guys have FanDuel, I highly recommend you use your same game parlay free, risk-free bet on that. Some people have $25 limits. I only have $10 on FanDuel, so I'm going to throw $10 on it for that, and then I'm going to throw the other 15 as the non-risk free because I keep my units very transparent. I'm a $100 unit better, but if you're a $10 unit better, only put $250. If you're a $1,000 better, only put $250 if that's what you're feeling. But for me, I think the value is definitely there. Especially with no 8 and out, I think Chris Paul is going to have to step up and score a lot more. And he's always looking to facilitate. That guy is almost a walking automatic double-double. So for me, I love the looks tonight. I love the slate. And if it's cool with you guys, I also have a nice little college football play I could give out to the people that I'm parlaying with most of the NBA slate tonight.
Go for it.
So for me, I also have a free play on Twitter at the moment that if you guys retweet, it will unlock. But the play of the night for me is the under 63 in the Ball State game tonight. These are two offenses in the MAC. People love to bet the over in the MAC. Understandably, historically, it does cash. But these are two teams that aren't too well-oiled right now. And in the first quote-unquote MACtion of the year, because this is the first time all season they've had their own day, I think this goes well under. Ball State doesn't have a clue what they're doing on offense. And I don't think their defense is bad enough to let up 50 points, which is probably what it's going to take to hit this over. So I took the under 63 there at -115 to win a unit. I appreciate you guys having me on the show for sure, and I look forward to continuing to bring you guys more winners.
Appreciate you as always, man. Make sure you check out my guy, the Guru Joe. Does a lot of work with my guy, Low Sports Picks, a lot of college football stuff. They're really the only content I check out outside of paid for play for the college football stuff. So appreciate you as always, my guy. Thanks for being a part of Daily Bread today.
All right. Almost a half hour on the dot. Actually, it's only 22 minutes. But Sosa gave out his plays. Vaughn gave out his plays. Joe gave out his, and I gave the Phils over tonight. Not much more. 5 games to be betting on this late slate. But Sosa, do you have a hockey play? Because that board is huge.
I just wanted to say, fuck Steve Nash. Should have never been hired. Glad he got fired. Never deserved the job in Brooklyn. Should have never even been fucking hired. Got hired because the GM is his boy. He got fired because the players can see right through the fact that he fucking sucks at his job.
No hockey play?
Yeah, I got something for him. Hold on. My hockey play for tonight is the Philadelphia Flyers money line plus 210.
You wild man. We out.
Fuck Steve Nash.